Hi, good morning everyone. For today's topic is about criticism to the existing model of global food security. Then this is the chapter 6 that we are going to tackle and listen to. Criticism of the existing model of global food security. Then let us move on forward to the Broadland report in 1987. Broadland Report or Report of the World Commission on Environment and Development. It was published in 1987, then entitled as Our Common Future. Then it was known as the Broadland Report after the Commission chairwoman Gro Harlem Broadland. Broadland Report, it was developed guiding principles for sustainable development as it is generally understood today. The Brennan Report stated that critical global environment problems are primarily the result of the enormous poverty of the South and to the North of non-sustainable patterns of consumption. It called for a strategy that united development and the environment described by the new common term sustainable development. Sustainable development is development that meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In 1984, the report the report was debated in the UN General Assembly, which decided to organize a UN conference on environment and development. Then there are several criticisms to the existing model of global food security. First, there is there are disregard for power relation characterizing food system. Sustainable development means in here in the first topic is about that there is a disregard for power relation characterizing food systems. Walang pakikalam, which means even in agriculture has a has the potential to provide food in the society, but in in indeed agricultural farming could not sustain for those who truly to those who, to those society who really needs the foods that are needed. Mostly to those are political corruption. Mostly political corruption are most the the one thing that is that are that hinders food security and food crisis in our society. They still corrupting even though they are rich, though they are striving even higher for their goals in their life. Then second is there is emphasis on a trade-based approach to resolving hunger. Trade Trade-based approach for resolving hunger means as in trading in agriculture again. Though in terms that the agriculture could not sustain if they don't have the financial, mostly to those smallholder farmers. If they have if they don't have a support from the government or any other cooperations that can help the farmers, such as the agriculture reform that could help smallholder farmers, or land, land tenants, there will be no there will be no support, there will be no consumption for the society if if smallholder farmers could not sustain, or could not have the available resources so that they can till their lands and support their financial problems. Then, on the third part of criticism of the existing model of food security is this: food security approach does not sufficiently consider the wider social and political context within its objectives of eliminating hunger, does not sufficiently consider wider social and political context within its objective of eliminating hunger. They could not also has the efficient or sufficient resource by to support the farmers in sustainable production in farming. Then, without the help of the government, farmers could not even provide the needs of the land. The land, the land without the availability of the water resource or the nutrients that is needed in the land, or financial problems, farmers could not even provide or plant what they need and what is needed in the society. Farmers are not sufficiently supported. Food growing small farmers have been neglected, as I have said previously. Then, forests are cleared and productive drylands rendered barren, as well as like that mostly businessmen or just taking trees in our environment without thinking our future generation, or without thinking on what may happen in our future generation in later times. They do not even plant or to have for an exchange of what they have been taken. Then, let's move on. In rejecting the market-centric capitalist food regime as inherently and deeply unjust and biased, food sovereign calls for an entirely new model based on the rights of local communities to control their own food systems. This involves the democratization of national food policies. Second, localized food supply chains. Third, re-regulating the food commodity market in a way where setting fair prices for both farmers and consumers if possible. Fourth, greater public investment in agriculture that it may be able to have a sustainable consumption in the society. Fifth, genuine agrarian reform to provide greater access to land and tenure security to small and marginalized farmers. And seven, by the way, the the agrarian reform program was the cooperation that those who help the the landless or the tenants on the land who do not have their own land to farming for for food production. Then they're also the one who helps to those who needs in the in in the lands. They are even provide the uh, like the road in the rural areas to have an easy transportation for the farmers to the market roads, to the market areas. Then from farm where land reform program provide a road directly to the market so that the farmer could be easily to transport the crops or the products to the market. Then seven, the prioritization of agroecological approach amongst other things. Prioritization such well as like the environment, we have to prioritize our environment so that we may be able to have a sustainable resource in our economy. Without the environment, we could not even sustain, or it could cause us poverty and and poverty and un, unstable food or unsustainable food. If you have even remember, guys, the in Haiti and Haiti country, they are the one who was the most they are the most poorest country. They are the one who are the poorest country in the world because in their areas their salary are only $1. In exchange in Philippines, it was only 50 pesos. So that to sustain their food consumption in their households, their every 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 person or even a child in their household works just like the only way of their food is that the mud cookies, the cookies from the soil. They they their only ingredients is only that that soil, that mud that they are created, that soil with a water and a salt, then dry it on the sun. Then after that, when the mud that they have created dried up, they can they they make it as the stable food. Then the children on that area in Haiti, it was their daily life of work for their so that they may be able to help their parents so that they have a food that mud cookies. Then let's move on to our next topic about the articles of Rosette 2008 and Rosette 2006 and Via Campesina Via Campesina 2007. Then Rosette 2008 states here about his article Rosette examines the current good price crisis, identifying both long and short-term causes. He argues that to escape the crisis, countries must rebuild and protect domestic peasant and family farmer food production and public inventories. Then on 2006 of Rosette, in the contemporary world, we have faced a systemic crisis where multiple dimensions converge, including an economic crisis, financial crisis, climate crisis, food crisis, and runaway land ga- grabbing. grabbing. La Via Campesina, Campesina 2007 article about food sovereignty and human rights. The concept of food sovereignty itself is often defined as rights-based. Boras 2008. There are three states are constraints are tied to the liberal origins of human rights. First, contemporary human rights regimes are dominated by the Western. Second, these regimes are built around the obligations of the state. Then third, human rights emphasize economic liberty and control over economic resources at the expense of equality of outcome or welfare. This three article from the different publisher has the common purpose is to provide a system that could help to overcome crisis, poverty, food insecurity, and provide human rights for everyone. And that's all. Thank you for listening.